Hi everyone, I'm the Plant Propagator and welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited to be here in Southwest Florida. I'm not at my home. I'm at the home of a foster parent for my seedlings, and I'm excited to be here because the seedlings are doing pretty well. I want to show you some of those seedlings. I want to show you some of his plants. He's a little shy, doesn't want to be on the video, which is fine, but I want to show you some of those plants. What I'm most excited about, we'll get to it first, is first bloom. And so this is, I'll get a close-up of this, but this is really amazing, this one right here. The plant itself is not very big, but this is from a cross that I made, and the seed were harvested and placed in flasks less than 2 years ago. So this isn't the time after of deflasking. This is the time that from the seed were placed in flasks. I think we're 2 months short of 2 years ago. So less than 2 years from seed, we have first bloom on this. This is Dendrobium Woo Hoo. And this is a cross of Judy roots with Wu Lang. The interesting thing is I look at this flower, and this really looks a lot like Judy roots, one of the parents. It doesn't look too much like Wu Lang, so you look at this and, you know, to be honest, I'm kind of thinking, well, okay, was the cross okay? Did Judy roots really, did Wu Lang pollen really get on there? And I hope so. I think so. There's a lot of plants that we got from this cross, but I'm pretty confident with the crosses that I made and that everything was okay. I did remake this cross recently, and I've got a capsule forming on that plant, so I'll know for sure. But the exciting thing is 2 years, less than 2 years from seed plating in flask. The other thing just to show you is that this is a very vigorous cross. Here's one of the other plants from this cross, again from the same flask. Here's another one. Again, these were flasked less than 2 years ago. So this is really incredible growth on these guys, and there's pretty much a whole flat of these that are down here that we're going to take a look at. So I wanted to show you that because I'm just so excited. He texted me the spike on this plant I think about a little over a month ago, that we're starting to come out, and I've just been dying to come back here and see what the flower looks like, and this is what it is. Yay! The flower's okay. I'm not overly impressed with it, but what I'm impressed with is that we have flowers in such a short time. Even if and I don't think this happened, but even if this somehow ends up being a self, which I don't think is the case, it's still impressive that we have blooms within 2 years. So I'm waiting to see what the other plants are going to look like. I do have some of these in my home nursery that are about this big, so I'm hoping that some of these other plants will flower soon, and we'll be able to compare the flowers on these different siblings of this. And there are a lot of siblings, and this cross took, a lot of times when you make the crosses and you get the seedlings, the survival rate of the seedlings isn't that high, but the survival rate on Woo Hoo seedlings seems to be very high. All right, so I wanted to share that with you. I'm excited about this, and I want to show you some other things. So what I'm going to do, oh, and I should say, this is coming home with me, because what I want to do is I want to use pollinia from this and make some crosses onto some of my other dendrobiums. So I'm hoping that this fast flowering gene or whatever it is, I'll be able to see in some of the other progeny plants from this. But what I want to do is get behind the camera, and we'll start off taking a look at the nursery. I dropped just a few more plants over here today. I don't know whether you've been able to hear. There's thunder off in the distance, so we may be interrupted. It was raining here a half hour ago, so these guys are getting a lot of water. It's a great day for growing orchids here. But we'll start off. I'll take a look at the nursery plants. Oh, I do want to show you one other thing. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of the game here. These are some other seedlings that we have, and we just checked, and these are additional hybrids that we have, and these were deflasked I think about 2.5 years ago. So these are a little older, but these are larger. These will end up being larger cattleyas. So Momolani Rainbow is one of the parents of this. Yeah, these are the same, so these are siblings, but you know, there is on this plant right here, there's a sheath. I don't know if we'll get a flower out of that, or on this one, the newest pseudobulb that's coming, and there are multiple pseudobulbs coming out of this plant, and there's a sheath. If you look down in there, there's a sheath in this one too. So some of these other seedlings, I gotta show you this one now. This is a different seedling here. Again, these are seedlings, and they're doing well. There's a reason that this guy is the one of the foster parents for these babies. I am looking for other foster parents locally in order that get similar results like this. But I'm looking around, and I don't know if you can see these plants behind me here. So these over here, not this one, but these over here are some of the other seedlings that are a little older. And what I want to do again is get behind the camera. I'll start off with some of the seedlings, then we'll take a look at the dendrobiums, and then just got a lot of, he's got a lot of cattleyas. I see an oncidium over there, but what you're going to see in here is some seed capsules, because he's also contributing seeds to my flasking process. So what I'm going to do is get behind the camera and show you again the seedlings and some of the rest of this collection. Okay, and we're back and I'm behind the camera. So these are some of those older seedlings that I was telling you about, and he doesn't have too many of them that are here, but these are the older seedlings. He just started fostering for me pretty recently. But these are some of the seedlings. Here are a combination, some of his seedlings and some of my seedlings right here, and there's some more right here and some more right here. As we move down, this is where so these are mostly the Woo Hoos are located in this flat, and you can see some of them are pretty tall and they look pretty good. And again, this is the Woo Hoo plant. Over here, these are some more seedlings, and there's a whole mix of things. Some of them look really good. So this is a Encyclia tampensis, and I should mention that I'm giving a native orchid talk this weekend, so I did pick up some of the Encyclia tampensis that this grower has been fostering for me. So I've got some tampensis, I've got some certipodiums, I have some oncidium insatums that I'm going to bring to this native plant talk. But there's another tampensis right back here, and that's a nice big one right there. I'm not sure what that is, doesn't matter. But here you can see some of the seedlings that he has. Now, he's been learning how to grow these seedlings, so they're not a huge amount of them, but he's going to really learn, because these are the ones that I dropped off today. There and there and there. So in total, there are about 150, so each of these flats holds 50 seedlings. These are new hybrids, and some of them, I think you can tell, some of them are looking pretty good. You know, really nice root growth on some of these things. So, so yay. And it just rained, and I just heard off in the distance the the siren, which means that there's more lightning and storms on the way, but soon afterwards he's going to hit them with fungicide. He's already got it mixed up. Anyway, so these are the seedlings that I brought over today. These are some of the older seedlings that he has, and he should be off to the races with these things. What I want to do is show you a little bit of his collection, and I don't want to do too much. I do see this one right here. This is, I think this is Dendrobium Mini Purple Queen that he's got mounted on this board right behind it. Most of these it's his collection, so I don't know them. And I'm walking, I got to be careful. So these are all dens that we have going on here, and I got to be careful because the dens are right next to his pool, and I don't want to focus on the dens so that I fall into the pool. But really nice flowers on these dens. They tend to grow really well. He's got them supported by this. There's a little bit of a support system, a wire support system in here, and it just rained. And I'm sorry, I don't know what these are, but he's got a lot of dens, and they all look pretty well. You know, I think a lot of these that are flowering over here is the Mini Purple Queen that he gifted to me, and mine are all flowering too. Oh, I got to show you this. All right, now I'm impressed. Okay, so this is a huge den. And it's a big plant and an exceptionally large flower on this plant. So looking pretty good. There's another, so this den right here, and it looks a little wet because it is a little wet. So this is another den that is at this point pretty loaded. So 2 spikes coming out on this. There may be additional, I don't know if it's the same plant or a different plant, more spikes coming out there. Oh, and I didn't even see. There's more. I don't even know what that is. That is a lot of big plants over there. Okay, so what I want to do is we'll take a look at some of the other orchids and the flowering orchids in his collection, and just because I think that these are just as beautiful as the flowers, we'll see the seed capsules that are forming on some of his plants. But this is you know, this cattleya right here this plant is loaded. It's got, looks like it's got 3 or 4 bloom spikes on this, and this is mounted, and look at the, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's just an incredible root system on this mounted cattleya. And this, I think, is an Encyclia alata? Alata, yes. Okay, so doing really well. Nice plant, good shape. You know, he could cross some of his cattleyas onto this. That would be fun. The other thing, so again, we've got 1, 2. That is a monster. That is a big, I got to put my hand here so you can see how big it is. That's a big seed capsule right there. Okay. That's Dick. So the seed parent on this and this plant is Dick Smith, doing really well. And you can tell how he grows because you can see, you know, nice green roots. It did just rain, but green roots with you know, new growth coming out of most of his plants, so it's pretty nice. This is, I got to show this to you because he gifted me one of these. So this is Clear Stars, and look how loaded this plant is. And this is really an amazing plant. Again, it got knocked down a little bit because of the rain, but still, that's a nice looking plant right there. That, like I said, it's Clear Stars, which is a really nice nodosa hybrid. Okay, moving on a little bit more. And you can see how his plants look in general. He's got some of these in big pots, but what you do is, what I gravitate to is the base of the plants here. So if you look at the base of the plants, you can see the new pseudobulbs growing, and look at that nice root growth there and right there. And you know, you want to look at the flowers, but if you want to see what kind of grower you have here, you go to the base of the plant and you take a look at the new growth and the new pseudobulbs that are growing out, as I'm showing you here. Another clear stars right here with a little bit. He says he's going to divide this plant, just, you know, lots of nice plants, good growth, and this is what you see from the guys that know what they're doing, is that incredible root growth. And of course we have to stop here because we've got another seed capsule forming. This is a big plant, and I don't know if you can tell. So there's a new pseudobulb growing out there, another one growing out from that. But in the meantime, you know, and it looks like this this capsule right here is starting to yellow a little bit at the top, so he's got to keep his eye on this and make sure that he harvests it in the right amount of time. Okay, looking around here, there's another plant that's about to flower right here. And oh, I got to show you this. All right, we're about to the end here. And sorry, beautiful capsule right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so that's all I think that I wanted to share with you today. There's some other plants that are in spike, but just overall taking a look at how he grows these. So he's got these plants, very few of them are hanging. Most of mine are hanging. These are all on benches in clay and plastic pots. They're underneath, they're in a pool cage, so they're protected from direct sun, but they get reduced sun. But they're all on these benches and doing well. And he has some of these in huge pots, and when they're in big pots, they tend to do well. So that, if we take a look down here, you can get more of a flavor for things. So he, you know, all these plants, we didn't really even look at this oncidium here, but the yellow oncidium, but as you take a look all the way down there, you know, these get bright, really bright sun. They get rain, and then they get watered if it doesn't rain. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you're as excited as I am about the first flower that I showed you. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.